It's been a whole heck of a minute. I like to have a little high vibe human experience hangout, and this could be episode 19 of that. I've been doing that this year, and my goal is to chit chat with fellow way showers who are being the solution. They're walking the walk, they're talking the talk, they're lifting the humanity's vibe, and I am my guest today. I'm super excited because I've been a little fangirl for some time. We're social media buddies, and I'm like, girl, you want to chat online and just like make everybody laugh for a little while? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chasity Munoz.
Yay! that counting down did make my heart start racing.
I was like, oh wait, shit. She might not.
No going back now.
No, going back now. Yeah, we've been tossing this thing. Do we go live? Do we tape? What should we do? And we're like, you know what? Let's just chit chat and let's see what happens. And then we can share with all our peeps.
I liked that.
Why I called you in, I mean, we've known each other for, I think, a couple of years maybe on social media. And I don't think there's a pal or a post that I don't see her cheering someone on in the comments. She's making daily, if not twice daily, video vlogs to lift everybody's spirit. They're really funny. She's got an infectious giggle, one that I cannot mock. Or mimic, not mock. Like, I can't do it's a fabulous giggle. Oh. And for that, I thank you. So thank you very much for any scroll. It's like, oh, there she is. And then I see you in comments. You know, we have so many mutual friends, but there you are, like, way to go. Here we go. You're the ultimate cheerleader. And I wanted to get to know you a little bit more and have people get to know you a little bit more. So with that being said, where are you? Where do you live? Where's your beautiful sunrise vlogs coming from?
So I'm currently living in Georgetown, Texas, is like the outskirts, close to Austin, Texas. So I for my son's 20. So for about 18 years, I lived in Lago Vista, and I just recently, which Lago Vista is like a little island. It's kind of away. It's like, it's out there where the deer roam. Right. So I've been getting adjusted to the constant busyness of the freeway. Right. And how interesting in my spiritual journey, I took for granted what I had out there, so, but it doesn't stop me. I travel 12 minutes and go, there's a little lake right around here, and I go watch the sun come up. But every once in a while, there'll be like a bulldozer over there. I try to block it out. I will tell you, I'm getting really good at blocking things out, though. I am. So
hey, it's training. It's like Jedi training.
Yes, it is. And I do feel like a Jedi. Yes.
If I get that from you, you also, I mean, even with smiles, you have do some heavy lifting. I know you care for your mom, and she's, I mean, that's a full plate. I know you have a giant for a son.
Yes.
That's a lot too. So you're like doing lots of things, and you do it all with a smile. So how do you do that with a smile? I mean, I've seen you have some down days, but what keeps you going? Yeah.
Yes. That's such a good question. I think so I'm just so grateful. I'm probably gonna get emotional. I was in such a dark place for such a long time, just such a very long time. And I guess I'm just so grateful to not have to be in that place anymore, that I managed to pull myself out of that place. I've lost so many friends. So many friends have gone to prison. Like, I just, the life that I live was just so not what you see. And so I have a lot to be grateful for. I really have a lot to be grateful for. What really does keep me going, though, Heidi, is I am very aware, especially since my awakening, especially I meditate every day, how much my energy impacts people. I started really becoming aware of that like a year ago. And just more, and the more that I went within, the more I started realizing, I mean, even just walking in, like I started noticing, like when I was going to the grocery store, just being myself, like kind of dancing around and giggling and just being goofy. I mean, it brought smiles. It totally shifted so many people. And so, that to me, that just means so much to me, because I was in a dark place for so long. And I don't want anybody to have to feel that. It's awful, and and so I feel very tasked with trying to uplift the people around me.
It's all good. I totally hear you. And I mean, I could say the same. Yeah, you get to that point where in this darkness, but it's you pulling your bootstraps up that makes you fill with so much life. And you're like, I've been there. I can recognize it and I can help. And that's, you really are helping. And
Thank
I
you.
find that with so many people who are super bright lights that are doing big work, they've seen some dark shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and but to be able to take that and turn it into something beautiful, it's such big work, and it's such a service and gift to humanity. So I honor you for that. So thank you for doing that.
Thank
That's
you.
big. That's big work. I
Yeah.
mean, often we get told the work is, the huge platforms, or the big things, or book or whatever, and like, no, you're like literally in a grocery store and 20 people just got back in their car happier. Like,
Yes.
that's huge.
Yes, that to me means so much more. I mean, I had an encounter with this younger kid yesterday. I mean, it's everywhere I go, and it's nothing. It's funny. My old self would be like, it's you're full of yourself. No, I'm aware of myself. I'm aware of myself. You know what I mean? Because even before I really understood who I was and what I was supposed to do here, that's my number one on this planet. That's it. That's the main thing, is to just uplift anybody around me, to make them feel better, to help them feel a little bit better. Doesn't matter who it is, it does not matter. There is no limits, so
Mhm.
no judgment. So
And you were saying that for some time you didn't have community in the physical, but did you just like finally you met some of your spiritual pals recently, like in person, and that was, you don't often have them around you, but you finally got to see some? What was that like?
never, I have never, like, since so this whole journey this journey began for me. God, I'm losing time is so weird now. It's not.
Yeah, don't even
Anyway,
get me started.
don't get me.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah. So I lose count, right? Because it's everything. It's when I started going within, when I stopped taking pills, because my whole life, that was that 3D that pulled me in, so I totally forgot what I was saying.
Oh, about meeting others, and you
Oh
just met
yeah,
them, like,
that's right. Yeah.
what that did. What was that like to
So yeah,
finally
I went
run
to
into
the
people that, yeah,
It was
you're,
it was I mean, I still get emotional, right? Because there were some very intimate times where I got to sit around and with a group of people, like towards the very end, and everybody got an opportunity to kind of like express their self. And I mean, I can still feel I'm gonna get emotional again. I can still, so I had it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I had an opportunity to kind of just express myself and get some stuff off my chest. And I mean, I could feel, I'm very intuitive. I could feel the compassion. I can still feel it to this day. True, genuine compassion. But you know what that did? That whole experience made me realize, and it's nothing to be sad about, right? Like, it's empowering. I realized, when I was younger, I used to go in my room and like close the door and turn on some music and like cry. And I mean, I now knowing who I understand now why I was lacking something. And when you're that young and you're lacking something, if it's not there, you don't miss it. You don't know what you're missing. You know what I mean? And that experience made me realize I was missing like love and compassion, like true, genuine love and compassion. And it's no, my family, I'm not saying, they have trauma within them too. I'm just saying, it did something to me, and I'm forever grateful for that experience. So
oh, yay.
yeah.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you find your tribe, you kind of found it online, and then when you start meeting the physical, you're like, oh yeah. When
Yeah.
you connect with someone on the same frequency, it is like no other.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's really good, important to gather.
Yeah.
With that being said, since you met all them, I think that was fall. Are you finding anybody nearby?
Good. No.
Not yet. Oh
I guess I
boy.
could do a little bit better about trying that. But honestly, I think what it is, and I do need to get a little bit better, but I think what it is, sometimes I get calls like, you don't ever answer my call. Well, I think, I spend a lot of time just helping mom. So when I have a little moment to myself, I just kind of want it to be like to myself, but I do need to get better about getting out there and connecting. It's just
Well,
been this
yeah.
journey of my selfness for quite some time that now it's like, okay, we need to kind of get ourselves out there. Quit being such a freaking hermit. Like, get out
Well,
there.
as we're saying all this, I'm like, wait a minute, she is doing that. That's the whole thing of you going in the store and
Yeah,
shifting. Like, that's a way shower, that's okay. That's
yeah,
good. That is the good stuff. That is meeting others, because
yeah,
they're going to remember you and your energy and essence. So then the right ones will come. So
yeah.
there's nothing you're lacking or missing out on. You're on point with all of
Well,
it.
I will say that conference that I went to, I know that I had to have that experience first because it was even just so impactful for me that I think if I were to go to the Journey to Truth conference first, I don't know if
You
I would be able to
combust.
handle
You'd
it.
be like,
I'm like, oh
so
shit,
much.
I've been so confused.
You probably just spin out like, or like Care Bear Black. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you're ready.
exactly
You
it.
can walk in like, what's up, everybody?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm very excited.
I
so.
got to go to the first one. It was absolutely amazing. I missed last year. I'll have to miss this year. It falls in line at the end of the school year, and we do a lot of end of the year performance. And now that I'm a lead, I can't leave the class. But it was amazing. It was life changing. There was a group of 3 of us. It was Abby Lynn, and then my friend Tanya and I, and we kind of just were this trio of. We got there 2 days early. We stayed a day late. We gridded. We were doing big work. We had experience with Sasquatch. We saw craft. Like there was all these experiences. I saw little fairy, little balls of light, orbs of light in my room. Like all those things were happening. I also, you never know who comes to some of those, who's cloaked or whatever's going on. I mean, we always talk about human experience, but we know all the ranges of what human is and things. But you'll have these encounters and you're like, yeah, I know you lifetimes, or I know you somewhere else or another planet. And man,
I actually watched y'all that, like, I remember being at home wishing I was there so bad because y'all would get online every once in a while, and I'm like, man, but you know what? Honestly, it wasn't time. It
was all in due time. And now's your time. Oh my gosh, it's going to come quicker than you know it. Yeah, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
you're going to have a good time. Hello, peeps out there. Hey, JTT.
Very cool.
Yeah, see, there's my beep. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you had those dark days, right? Are you what was that spell like? Was this just teens? Like you were rebellious, or did you have the wrong crowd, or
all of the above?
Okay. Yeah.
All of the above. It started with just being so lost. I was just so lost. And then, I just started running. I mean, literally, I lived in Pasadena, and I literally was called the Pasadena Runaway.
Oh,
I know. But just, and then the crowd that I started hanging out with, and then I started, dabbling into, taking ecstasy and using, and it just going to raves, and I was literally just doing anything I could to alter.
You're escaping, probably a lot of escapism, huh?
Man. I mean, and looking at it, sometimes it just makes me so sad. But at the same time, like, I had a meditation the other day, and I saw myself, this self, hugging my young self, and I guess I was clearing some of that.
Yeah. You had to go through it.
I
like
did.
you said, yeah.
I don't think I would change anything. I really just don't. So I made a lot of not so great decisions. I don't say right and wrong, right? Because it shaped me, but
right. Yeah, you needed to be there. You needed to go through that to know, to reflect. So that's a good thing. When you said Pasadena, you mean Pasadena here?
Texas.
California? Oh, okay, that was still Texas. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I missed something. Okay. I had around in Texas. Texas is great. Now, are you anywhere near Dripping Springs? Because you said outside. Oh, that's where a lot of my peeps went.
Yeah.
So there is tribe out there, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, their moms, they left the Cali stuff, with the mandates and everything. And there's a huge compound there. It's like schools and neighborhoods that Del Bigtree formed. There are a lot of freedom fighters. I'll send you a list. Yeah, I was always wondering that. I have to send you that. There's a couple of little Facebook groups and things, but they're so supportive. They do sound baths. They do, they share each other's gifts. They're really good peeps. I'm one of the ones that just stuck around. I just dug my heels and I'm like, I'm staying in California.
Well, because your light's needed there.
It's needed. Yeah.
It's needed there. And Heidi, you have such a bright light too. You're so beautiful with all your posts and positivity. No, that window's getting from you. Well,
you motivated me to do it more. I've definitely taken a big pause, but I took in a big undertaking with the classroom, but it's fun. I know that it's reshaping me again to do something. So it's all baby steps. That's what it is. We're receiving what our experience is. And you do that so graciously. I think you had a tough day the other day, even, and you're like, look at my hair. Look at my hair, everybody. I'm just having a day. And I'm like, yes, girl. Yes, I feel you. Like that was just enough. And it was like 40 seconds. And I'm like, she knows me.
I swear that makes me laugh more than anything because I'm like, I can't believe I did that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, well.
It's beautiful. That's what's missing, that raw authenticity. And
Yeah.
you give it selflessly. It's not like you're built, it's just like that's what it is. I know you were saying something, but yeah, you should have got a channel. You should do a channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted to start getting a little bit comfortable. It's funny, right? Because I look at like some of the reels from a long time ago. I've just stepped more and more like comfortable, like getting more and more comfortable, right?
Yep.
And so I think I'm kind of like, and you know what I notice is like the goofier I get and the sillier shit like I do or say, like the more feedback I get. I posted about my experience with that game warden and that and reckless driving.
Oh yeah.
And so many people on TikTok, right? They just loved it.
It's
I
the
guess.
raw, right?
Right.
It's raw. And that was your real experience you had.
I think it resonates with people because we can't bury that. We
No.
gotta heal that. And I think
Yes.
as the collective, we want to try to bury it. No. I think maybe
No.
just express it, let it go, and you ain't got to get online, but don't. It's not nothing to be ashamed of.
And the reality is, as much as I poo-poo it, the online or 5G or all this stuff, this is where we are connecting with middle America, with people that are not going to these conferences, that are not looking for tribe. They are looking online and they're going to pop
right.
up with that one vid and be like, well, look at her today, though. She's doing all right. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, she knows how to shake her bum. She's a dancer. Were you pom-poms or cheerleading? I saw the uniform outfit. There's two, there's
I was cheer. I did cheer. I was a gymnast for 10 years before that. And then I veered off into cheer,
okay.
couple
Just
years.
have to throw that out there. I had a uniform one too, and I love dancing. Everyone's like, "You're a cheerleader." I go, "No, pom-poms."
Were you?
We dance.
Yeah.
Like cheerleaders dance. Yeah, she's got some good dance moves. But even that alone is uplifting.
Yes.
That's just makes people just go, "Oh, yeah, that was fun."
Do you ever have sometimes, Heidi, like your ego, like it doesn't happen as much. I observe it though. I pull myself back a little bit and I'm like, hold on, and you know what I even do? I'll even snapshot, like, cause I get messages all the time, of make me feel so much better. Like, as a matter of fact, 2 people within 1 week, they ended up having a loss, like their own child, actually. And they both, I didn't mean to lower that vibe, but we're energy, we're graduating from dimension to dimension, leveling up. So it's okay. You know what I mean? But for someone to tell me that, and one girl had mentioned to me that she lost her daughter. She was posting positive stuff. And then she just kind of went into a dark place. And then she was like, then I got back online and she's like, and Facebook suggested you and you reminded me, of what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm like, wow, that was like pretty impactful and powerful, And so when I get in my ego, I try to remember these things, right? Because there are some times that I doubt it. And there are like every once in a while, what are, is it really even help? That doubt that tries to,
sure.
Not often.
Of course. And that's the ego sense you mean, right? It's like, oh, this isn't reaching. They're not interested. I'm trying so hard. It's like running around trying to give a hug and no one wants to hug back.
Right.
You're like, but then you keep stepping back and no, but I'm feeling it. I'm going to do it again.
Yes.
And then you just hit this point where you're like, fuck it. I'm just do it.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, when you reflected back on your old reels and that's what lifted your own spirits, you do have this amazing compilation of your thoughts and your emotions that are raw, and it's there for you even. And I'm thinking for my kids, this stuff isn't going to go away. They're going to look back on all those years. I'm like, Mommy's taping. Just a second. They'd be like, oh yeah, she was dropping some bombs. That's pretty cool. So it's like, it's all a process. And I think it's all for a reason. Otherwise, more of the insecurity of like, oh gosh, my lipstick was on my teeth or, whatever. It's more like, I had to share that and it feels really good because now I just reflected and was able to share it with somebody else. So I always have those moments, still human in that sense. Yeah. And it's going to happen. And I know that the types of like, this will air on like Facebook or Rumble and those kinds of places, there are programs put in place there where, like Pavlov, oh, are the numbers going up? Are we liked? Are we, is it share? It's like it gets you a reaction. And that's where that's the Jedi shit where you're like, doesn't
No.
matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Just
Yeah.
keep the
putting
process moving.
Yeah, I love that. Just keep putting it out there. Yeah. So
Where did you start with your what you would call awakening? Was it like the rock bottom? Was it just seeing a video and you're like, this resonates, and then you dove in, or what was it?
So that's such an interesting question, right? It was like a few things, because like in 2017, I kind of started understanding what was going on in the medical field, because I was going through like chemo myself. I know. And so so it kind of started like me understanding all that right then. But then in like 2020, I heard something, I will never forget this. It like cracked me right open and made me start really perceiving and look at things in a way I've never looked at things before. But I was watching a podcast. It was actually Spiritually Raw. And they had Saloni on there, and she was just talking about somebody on there having like, I think they had a fear for needles. They fear for something. I'm not exactly sure, but turns out that lady, the reason she did, because when she was in the womb, like her mother was considering an abortion. I don't know. It just cracked my skull right open. Just that, because I knew that this was possible, even though the baby was in the womb. I don't know. Does that make sense what I'm explaining?
Yeah.
Okay. But I got goosebumps all over my body, and I was like, whoa, like I guess it just something that I just needed to hear, just to kind of perceive things differently. But also around that same time, something completely shifted. And I know there was like a walk-in, because I struggled, like I said, for taking medication for a lot of my life. A lot of my life. And I'm talking accidents, going in and out of jail. I mean, just one thing after another. Yeah.
Makes it even more special how bright you are. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. People are like, what? You? Oh, yeah.
That's so amazing.
And so, shit, I forgot.
The walk.
Sorry.
Walk-in.
Okay, yeah, walk-in. Something was like, Chasity, what are you doing? Like, you're trying, you're taking this, and then you're taking a Adderall, and then you're taking a Xanax to calm that down, and then you got to stop it. You're going to kill yourself. So that thought came into my head. And so that completely shifted. And it's like interesting reflecting back, because it's like, why all of a sudden? Like, it's not like there was a catalyst, there were catalysts way before that, which is so interesting. But what really made me realize is there was a bug kind of crawling on the floor. And, my old self would normally like smush it with my foot or whatever I would do, you know what I mean? But something inside of me could not, like I could not. And so I don't know why, but I grabbed this box. I don't know what I was doing, like what in my head, but I was going to drop the box, because then I wouldn't be, it's still consciousness. But anyways, I did that, and I just started crying, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I think it was like all that. Right there.
All of it at once.
All around 2020, 2017 to 2020. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You probably looked at another thing and like, that's another life form.
Yes.
They have another, and you honored it.
Yes.
And then you probably went, oh, I got to honor myself.
Yes.
Yes. Oh boy. Yeah. Gosh, now my head's floating with a million questions about that dark journey, but
you can ask questions.
I don't know what comes first. Yeah. Because you were navigating that then as a mother. Were you, because I had some dark, that which is crippling.
Okay. Yeah.
That's crippling, right?
That's, that's what made me, I keep getting myself into these predicaments to where I would get prescribed medication, and so that was justifiable for me, right? That was because it was a prescription. It was just it's not justifiable. Gotcha. I didn't need it, period. I just didn't need it, but I convinced myself that I did. I thought that I really, really needed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you say it with this, it's so sweet with a giggle, because you knew, they're telling you need this thing. You're like, okay, that's the old mindset. Yeah. That's the old mindset. Yep. Yeah. I've been there. Oh,
yeah.
Well, how'd you fall into some of these groups we've seen online? I mean, we're very close with a lot of the same, like Journey to Truth, and we do follow a lot of the similar peeps, or just.
So I don't know how I found them. I'm sorry I interrupted
I
you.
know. No, I was thinking back. I'm like, yeah, how did I either? It just, that's another beautiful thing.
Yeah, so beautiful. I'm so glad that I did, because Journey to Truth is what brought me you, Abby, like I just, y'all, I don't know. It's been I've met so many beautiful people, and I haven't even gone to one of their conferences. It's just brought so many, I feel like, of us together, even there's a lot of people that I go back and forth with, but I just feel so connected to, never even met in person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they just get it,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, that's the
So
cool bit. Tyler and Aaron were at the Halloween thing, right?
Tyler was.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Yeah.
got to meet. So he's another raw, authentic, just
Yeah.
genuine. That's why I
Yeah.
think they're doing so well, because they're
That's
truly
exactly.
genuine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
They're
exactly
protected.
and I got to meet Jim too.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
His papa. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a sweetheart. He's
They're
still
so
support.
lucky to have each other.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes. And you're going to have such an amazing time at the conference. It's
So
bringing people from all corners. That's what's so neat. It's not like, oh, it's on the East Coast. All the East Coast people will be there. It's like, no, people are coming in. Like, where's it going to be? I don't care. I'm going.
I think
Everybody's going.
even Matthew is coming from
Oh,
Canada. Matthew
Matthew
Starcy.
Starcy?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I just found their handles.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a sweet pea too.
Yeah.
He's another one, just puts those hot, positive vibes out there, and those good videos and songs and raps and everything.
Yes.
That's fun. Oh, you guys better be live streaming, man. I tell ya, I'm gonna be FOMO so hard out here.
I know, you're one of the main people I want to meet everybody, but I was excited to meet you too in person.
We will. I know it'll line up.
will.
Something will connect, and it will line up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the next? Are you going to continue? You're basically, you're set. You're doing this perfect formula right now. These really quick, I call them synapses, these quick bursts of energy.
Yeah.
And do you see yourself developing anything else? You're just going to kind of ride this and let this continue to unfold? Or do you have a vision?
I don't. So I know I don't quite. I know what I kind of want. And it's funny. I'm reading Becoming Supernatural, so I'm in the process of manifesting that, right? But I don't know. I've thought a little bit. At the very beginning of all this, like when I came across like Spiritually Raw, I really did think about doing a YouTube channel, but I don't know about all that. I kind of like just kind of quickly posting my really quick minute or so and just keep it on. Yeah. So
that's good.
I'm not
You
sure.
can get it out. Mm-hmm.
I've thought about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. I have a name if so, but I don't really know. I didn't really know.
Okay. Then it's in. Yeah, it's brewing in there. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. There's no pressure.
Thank you.
You're doing awesome. Well, goodness, is there anyone you really want to meet in person? I know you just said about the conference and things, but is there any other countries, other planets? Is there any particular something where you're like, man, to be at a table with this person and pick their brain about that? Is there like a hot subject or a person with intel right now that you're just like, this is resonating so big? Does that make any sense?
No, it totally makes sense, but there's so many of them.
Yeah, that's a hard one too.
Yeah, I really love Billy Carson's work. He's because you imagine I was, sit and have a conversation. That conversation will last forever, I'm sure. He's a wealth of knowledge,
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
And is now Mrs.
I know. That made me emotional. How beautiful. Literal soulmates.
Literal soulmates. That's really cool. Yeah. I'm just wondering what that inspiration was, but like we were talking before we were taping, that's what I would do. I'd find a rabbit hole. I'd just go and dig and get all the people and then go through rabbit hole and dig. And then I fell into this job with these kids and I'm like, oh, it's my 3D. I'm got to shift it in this reality right now. And I kind of pulled back from a lot of things, watching from afar, but the drive is shifting right now. So the drive is shifting. Those that don't know any of this stuff online, they're like, frequency, what?
Yes.
But it's still working. They're still able to alchemize the situation. So I'm kind of like that sneaky. I'm just playing with it out in the real world, I guess, more than online. But I do still find myself falling hard for readings and things. I love Matthew Mornian and all that he's doing out there with his misses and stuff. I'm just name dropping Let's just keep name dropping people. Then we could tag them and they'll watch.
Then they'll watch it. Yeah. Well, Heidi, it takes a really special, patient kind of person to work with children, so thank you for what you do. That's just so beautiful. I see your posts all the time. And, I coached gymnastics for a long time, and it really does. It takes a very, because you're molding these kids, you're teaching them, you're having to be on your A game at all times. You don't have a moment. So, that's so beautiful. Thank you for what you do, Heidi.
Well, thank you for seeing that. And talking about the highs and lows, I mean, I'm pushing 50, and I did this like in my 20s. So in that mindset, I mean, I was buying the hangover lunches for the other teachers at the private school. Like I was dancing on bar tops the night before, like I was living it up. And then this year I'm like, I can't even have a green tea after 12. I won't sleep. The children need me. It's like my life is who I am in the delivery of education now is so different from what I used to do. So I'm like, wow, I really ran myself ragged trying to manage all these different worlds that I was in. Like I thought it was so cool, party all night. And then I was like, but then I'm with kids, so I'm okay. I'm a good person. And then but now it feels like, okay, yeah, I'm getting a lot for this. I tell you, it's an investment though, because teachers don't quite get paid very well.
Yes.
So, and emotionally, but we're officially done. Yesterday was my last day. That's why I made us wait so long to do this. Yesterday we closed out the last day of sessions, and so we're done till the new year. So kind of still relishing in that. It was really fun. We had a pajama party.
Very I So are all your classes like outside? Because I see it. That's so awesome.
I built that classroom. Well, the thing is, it's at a place, and they ran out of room, really. This place really blew up. It was started small. It's only 7, 8 years old. It's a learning center, so it's a bunch of homeschoolers. But this 3rd grade curriculum that Rudolf Steiner kind of encompasses, very vibration frequency, the mind, body, will of child. I love all that stuff. It does involve a lot of practical skills, building, gardening, cooking, all these things that kind of works outside. And the age of the children, 8 going on 9, they're very, they need to be grounded outside. So it works for all of us. And it's really the first time I'm stepping in as lead since my 20s. I was an assist the last 2. And then before that, it was motion picture forever. So, which was a bunch of kids all day long, really. It was just like grown kids that are much more difficult, really, than the little ones. So, yeah, it feels really neat outside. But I tell you, I went back today when I was texting you right before the dentist. We had to take down our teepee and roll it up to return it. And I'm just covered in like chemtrail soot and like all this stuff. But I'm like, and at one point I was ready to start swearing. I'm like, think of the children. It was so beautiful when we were in there. I just remembered the amazing having that tent and all the beautiful experiences in it. So much quicker now instead of tantrum, I'm like, but I remember this amazing moment happened with it. Yeah. I line up a little quicker now.
That's
so
beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome. I bet you see there. I bet there's a huge difference them getting to be outside versus in these schools that look literally just like prisons.
Oh my, yes. And I was in some of those. I also was at a private school in Chicago teaching, and where they had the money, they had all this, but they still confined to this regimented thing, like this hours in the cell blocks. And I'm like, but you have the resources to make it beautiful. And I'm just grateful it's all catching on now, kind of thing.
Absolutely. So there's a big shift with all that.
It's a big shift. And the other thing I should have said, like with my outdoor class, it was only 3 days a week, because their goal is like the rest is when the child digests the information. They're out in the real. We're doing field trips where they're not in our class. We're moving and stuff. We have desks, but we're out being the solution, trying these new skills out in the real world. And then they homeschool at home with their families too, if they want. So it's very flexible and open. And for that, it's kind of cool. And I tell you, all this vlogging and things I've been doing and meeting all these random peeps all around the world have helped me hold my grace, because those kids, you want raw and authentic. Look in the eyes of 18 little kids going, what you got? And you're just like, you're like rawer than anything. I miss by doing, like, instead of hangman, I call it daisy pots, and we're doing the spelling game, and I misspelled something. They're like, you're fired. That's it. That's like the 3rd misspelling you've had. And I'm like, they check me like, that.
That's the best feeling though. So 18, and then how many of y'all teaching?
Me and my assistant. Yeah,
Okay,
just me and my
that's
assistant. Easy. There's Bo. He had to
all right.
make an appearance. And then in my, sorry, he'll
No, you're
stop.
great.
Okay, Bubba. Yes, he's probably back. I think the Giant's back, but he'll go in the back. My daughter's class is the biggest. She's in the middle school there. It goes up to 8th grade, and there's
Okay.
24 kids. So, but there's 2 teachers in there. So I have one of this, like maybe the second biggest classes. There's some small ones. It's really cute, but these are passionate educators. So,
That's
the lights
beautiful.
are on with these kids. So knowing what I've known, seeing the dark, and then being able to do this in today's day and age, I feel like, oh, that's why I went through all that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
I had
right.
to
Transmuting it, anchoring in the new. We're anchoring in the
anchoring.
new.
Yes.
We're done with
Yeah.
that old. No more.
Yep. That's it. I
Yeah.
bet you just with your spirit alone, like with your mother, I know, that she must be so proud too, because she sees you a bright light. And,
Right.
she's like, oh, now I created this beautiful human being who can now help with me. So we're pretty powerful in today's days. How old are you? Can I ask? I don't
Sure,
even,
of course. I'm 41.
are you?
Mm-hmm.
Aw, I
Yeah,
love
I
hearing
turned
people's age.
41 October
Woohoo!
25th. Yes.
25th. So
Yes.
yeah, that's right. You're Scorpio too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right on the day. That's Joaquin's birthday. My crush is Joaquin Phoenix. Birthday. I think I wrote that in your birthday post, actually.
See who that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joaquin. Yeah. You'll recognize when you see him. Sunrise videos. Are we going to get another one of those soon?
Absolutely. It's interesting when you start going out. I do this every chance I get. When I don't, the reason I'm not is because they're spraying. So, that's why, because it's literally, you start really, where focus goes, energy flows, and so I really try not to, okay, they're spraying, like, let it get to me, you know what I mean? But whenever you start going to watch the sun come up every single day, and that is literally what helps you start your day and make you feel better and be ready to take it on, and you're being blocked, it starts to get difficult to not get pissed off about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. They've been really tough on us the last week or two. Like it's
Yeah.
really tough. What's fun though is the way these kids are coming in so bright though. Like we'll start our day and they're like, "Are we going to take a break from the chemtrails, Miss Heidi?
Wow.
Can we go inside for
Wow.
like
Yeah.
absolutely." I'm like, "You spot on, dude." But then I teach them about transmuting it too. I'm like,
Yes.
we're more powerful than this. And yeah,
Yes.
so we'll try to
People
transmute.
are people are
Mhm.
starting to understand that a little bit more too. I still get a couple that are like, they're not, want to play. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not, whatever. Think
Yeah.
whatever you think. I'm not going to. And then I get a picture later and it was literally like a tic-tac-toe, like Chris, and he played tic-tac-toe on it. I'm like, do you believe it yet? That's not natural. So
I know. But here we are shining bright. We're
that's
like,
right.
we got this. Just lift it.
That's
I really
right.
do think that's how we traverse it. I mean, we're mutating through it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing they can do. We're going to transmute all of this. It's coming. It's coming.
It's here.
It's
here. We're doing it.
Yes. So
Oh my goodness. Well, folks, thank you so very much for tuning in. I think we'll naturally flow down here, but I really want to share this really quick. If by chance, and I don't know how you haven't seen this lovely lady's face and heard her giggle, this is her IG handle. And if you want a quick lift, please check it out. But your Facebook and Instagram, but do you play anywhere else?
TikTok.
Oh, see, I'm permanently banned there. I haven't seen
Oh, are you?
like
not
year
surprised.
3. I could try a new handle or try something else, but so far I was like, oh yeah, no. I went too hard. I was like, there's a way to heal yourself. There's on all these straight posts. Yeah, I went pretty hard on, and I didn't even do the Ivor that stuff, the paste. I do the like Alexia Eisenhower stuff.
Right.
The dioxide. So I was sharing a lot of that stuff and people just didn't want to hear it. And I got permanently banned. I would log in from all these different devices. Didn't work. So anyway, TikTok.
So, well, I guess what am I talking about? Believable. Anyway.
Yeah. So just find your name on TikTok or do you have a specific? Okay.
It's Chasity Munoz.
Okay. Munoz. So there you go. But I have a feeling every single person watching this already knows you. So
Heidi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That really makes me
absolutely.
so happy.
Thank you. And if we ever do get brave on IG, we can live it or something. say
Perfect.
hi. But
That
other
sounds
than
good.
that, keep shining bright. Keep doing what you're doing. It resonates absolutely deeply. I thank you so much because you've pulled me up more than you know. And I'm not going to worry about stalking you. I'll just hit love every single time.
Oh, I
So
love
that's what I want to
that.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and have an absolute blessed day. Yeah, we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you so much.